10 countries with the largest black population in Europe. The black population in Europe has a complex and varied history, shaped by centuries of migration, colonialism, and cultural exchange. While the concept of blackness can be fluid and contested, it generally refers to people of African descent, including those who are descendants of enslaved Africans, migrants, refugees, and asylum seekers. Despite the challenges of racism and discrimination, the black population in Europe has contributed to the continent's cultural, social, and economic fabric in significant ways, while also facing ongoing struggles for equality and representation. In this context, understanding the experiences and perspectives of the black population in Europe is essential for promoting social justice and fostering a more inclusive and diverse society. So, without any further delay, here are the top 10 countries in Europe with the largest black population. 10. Sweden, about 70,000 blacks. The black population in Sweden is a relatively small but growing community, estimated to be around 70,000 people, which accounts for approximately 0.7% of the total population. The black population in Sweden is diverse, including people of African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latinx descent, as well as refugees and asylum seekers from various countries. Sweden has a history of welcoming refugees and immigrants, including those from Africa, and has been praised for its humanitarian stance on migration. However, the black population in Sweden still faces challenges related to racism, discrimination, and social exclusion. Studies have shown that black people in Sweden are overrepresented in low-paying jobs, experience higher levels of discrimination in the job market, and are more likely to face police brutality and racial profiling. 9. Austria, about 100,000 blacks. The black population in Austria is estimated to be around 100,000 people, which accounts for about 1.2% of the total population. The black population in Austria is diverse and includes people of African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latinx descent, as well as refugees and asylum seekers from various countries. Like other European countries, Austria has a history of colonialism and imperialism, which has contributed to the country's relationship with black people. The black population in Austria faces challenges related to racism, discrimination, and social exclusion. Studies have shown that black people in Austria are overrepresented in low-paying jobs, experience higher levels of discrimination in the job market, and are more likely to face police brutality and racial profiling. In recent years, there has been growing awareness and dialogue about the experiences and perspectives of the black population in Austria, which has led to some positive changes in terms of policy and public discourse. However, there is still much work to be done to address the systemic issues that affect the black population in Austria and to promote greater equality and inclusion. 8. Switzerland, about 150,000 people. The black population in Switzerland is estimated to be around 150,000 people, which accounts for approximately 1.8% of the total population. The black population in Switzerland is diverse and includes people of African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latinx descent, as well as refugees and asylum seekers from various countries. Switzerland, like other European countries, has a history of colonialism and slavery, which has contributed to the country's relationship with black people. The black population in Switzerland faces challenges related to racism, discrimination, and social exclusion. Studies have shown that black people in Switzerland are overrepresented in low-paying jobs, experience higher levels of discrimination in the job market, and are more likely to face police brutality and racial profiling. Despite these challenges, the black population in Switzerland has made significant contributions to Swiss society, particularly in the areas of arts, culture, and sports. The community has also been active in advocating for social justice and greater representation in Swiss politics and media. In recent years, there has been growing awareness and dialogue about the experiences and perspectives of the black population in Switzerland, which has led to some positive changes in terms of policy and public discourse. 7. Belgium, about 500,000 blacks. Black people in Belgium have a long and complex history, shaped by centuries of migration, colonialism, and cultural exchange. Despite being one of the smaller black populations in Europe, estimated to be around 500,000 people, black people in Belgium have made significant contributions to Belgian society, particularly in the areas of arts, culture, and sports. However, the black population in Belgium also faces significant challenges related to racism, discrimination, and social exclusion. Studies have shown that black people in Belgium are overrepresented in low-paying jobs, experience higher levels of discrimination in the job market, and are more likely to face police brutality and racial profiling. Despite these challenges, the black community in Belgium has been active in advocating for social justice and greater representation in politics and media. 6. Netherlands, about 700,000 people. The black population in the Netherlands is estimated to be around 700,000 people, which accounts for about 4% of the total population. The black population in the Netherlands is diverse and includes people of African, Afro-Caribbean, and Afro-Latinx descent, as well as refugees and asylum seekers from various countries. Despite the Netherlands' reputation as a tolerant and liberal country, the black population in the Netherlands faces significant challenges related to racism, discrimination, and social exclusion. In recent years, there has been growing awareness and dialogue about the experiences and perspectives of the black population in the Netherlands, which has led to some positive changes in terms of policy and public discourse. However, there is still much work to be done to address the systemic issues that affect the black population in the Netherlands and to promote greater equality and inclusion. 5. Germany, about 1 million blacks. Afro-Germans are people of sub-Saharan African descent who are citizens or residents of Germany. Cities such as Hamburg and Frankfurt, which were formerly centers of occupation forces following World War II and more recent immigration, have substantial Afro-German communities. With modern trade and migration, communities such as Frankfurt, Berlin, Munich, and Cologne have an increasing number of Afro-Germans. As of 2023, in a country with a population of 83 million people, there were an estimated 1 million Afro-Germans. 4. Italy, 1.1 million blacks. Italy has a diverse population that includes people of different ethnicities and races. Black people have been present in Italy for centuries, dating back to ancient times when the Roman Empire extended into Africa. In more recent history, Italy has had significant immigration from Africa and other parts of the world, particularly since the 1980s. Many black people in Italy are descendants of immigrants from countries like Ethiopia, Eritrea, Somalia, and Nigeria, who came to Italy for work and other opportunities. Some black people have also migrated to Italy as refugees or asylum seekers. Overall, the presence of black people in Italy is a result of both historical and contemporary factors, including migration, colonization, and globalization. 3. Spain, about 1.5 million blacks. The influence of black people on Spanish culture is significant, but it is often overlooked or underrepresented in mainstream narratives. Black people have been present in Spain for centuries, dating back to the period of Islamic rule in the Iberian Peninsula. During the colonial period, Spain played a major role in the transatlantic slave trade, which brought millions of enslaved Africans to the Americas and the Caribbean. As a result, many Afro-descendants in the Americas today have Spanish ancestry. In contemporary Spain, black people have contributed to the country's culture and society in a variety of ways. For example, black artists and musicians have played a significant role in shaping the country's music and art scenes. Black athletes have also made significant contributions to Spanish sports, particularly in soccer and basketball. Additionally, black people have contributed to Spain's culinary traditions, with African and Afro-Caribbean flavors and ingredients having an influence on Spanish cuisine. Despite these contributions, black people in Spain continue to face discrimination and marginalization, and their contributions are not always recognized or celebrated in the mainstream. However, there is a growing awareness and appreciation of the contributions of black people to Spanish culture and society, and efforts are being made to elevate the voices and experiences of Afro-descendants in Spain. 2. United Kingdom, about 3 million blacks. Black people have a long and complex history in the United Kingdom, dating back to the Roman occupation of Britain when there were people of African descent living in what is now England. However, the majority of black people in the UK today are descended from immigrants who came to the country from the Caribbean and Africa, particularly in the years following World War II when there was a shortage of workers in the UK. Black people have made significant contributions to British society and culture, particularly in music, art, literature, and sports. Black British athletes such as Dina Asher-Smith and Raheem Sterling have achieved success in a range of sports, including track and field, soccer, and boxing. 1. France, about 3.5 million blacks. France is often referred to as an African country in Europe. Black people have been present in France for centuries, dating back to the period of the transatlantic slave trade and the subsequent colonization of Africa. During the colonial period, France had a significant presence in West and Central Africa, and many Africans were brought to France as enslaved people or as colonial subjects. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, there was significant migration from French colonies in Africa to France, particularly to cities such as Marseille and Paris. This migration was driven by economic opportunities and labor needs, as well as political instability and conflict in the colonies. Many black people from French colonies in Africa also came to France to study or to participate in cultural and political movements. During the World War I and World War II, many black soldiers from French colonies fought alongside French troops, and some of them were subsequently granted French citizenship. This led to a significant wave of immigration from French colonies in Africa to France after the wars, as many soldiers and their families chose to settle in France. Today, black people of African descent make up a significant portion of the population of France, with many coming from former French colonies such as Senegal, Ivory Coast, and Cameroon. Black people in France have contributed significantly to French culture and society, particularly in the areas of music, literature, and sports. However, they continue to face challenges such as discrimination, marginalization, and economic inequality, and there have been ongoing debates about the representation and inclusion of black people in French society and politics. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to the channel for more.